Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's SJ Pour and Little Face Brewing. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty fantastic because I'm doing brew day. So, I'm doing a brew day in the basement in front of the door with a fan pushing out any exhaust fumes that I might have. It decided to get super humid today, and it is, well, I would have to say it is 100% humidity outside right now because it's raining. So we're going to do this brew inside. Friday, I did an F It Friday video and I asked you all, what would you add to this Mangrove Jack dry hop pale ale kit? And I had some pretty cool responses. I'm digging it. And pretty much what I did was I took I took bits and pieces from those comments and we're going to throw them into this beer. So here's what I'm doing. So we've got, and the hops are in there. We've got the bag here, which is a 2.5, it's a 5.5 pound bag of malt extract, pre-hopped malt extract. And what I'm doing is, I'm going to do a mash. I'm going to set him right there. Well, what I'll also do is this. Whoop. So with that, if I was doing it by itself, I would be throwing in a pound of dextrose and a pound of DME, light DME, to brew that as it is. And I would also be adding a half a pound of maltodextrin to give it a little mouthfeel. Well, seeing that I'm actually going to be doing a mash for this beer, I'm not going to do the maltodextrin. Eliminating that. Don't need it. Don't need it. Why? Because I'm going to be doing a mash. And in this mash is 3 pounds of American 2-row and 2 pounds of Golden Promise Vienna. Yeah. My paper's here. Yes. Golden Promise Vienna. That'd be Golden Pills Vienna. Golden Promise is just Golden Promise. I'll have to look that up, because now I forget exactly what Golden Promise is. But anyways, it's 5 pounds of grain right here. And we're going to do a mash. So right now I'm heating up 1.5 gallons of water. We're going to be using the small mash tun, which is right here. And seeing that I'm using this one, because I've actually not used this as a mash tun but one time, and at that time I used it the same way I'm going to use it this time. I'm using a brew in the bag to go in here to work as my manifold or filter or however you want to call it. So that fits perfectly in here. I've already got a spigot mounted on it, so that'll work out just right, no issues. And I'll be able to get in there and stir that up pretty decently. I'm not going to lock that down tight. I'm going to set it back over here. So, yeah, that's where we're heading at with this one. Let me check my temperature, because 1.5 gallons of water does not reach very tall. We are at 155, 60. We're at 160, about 160 degrees right now. I'm going to let this get up to about 165, probably, because it's only 5 pounds of grain. Then I'll throw it in there and we'll dough in the grains. Alright, time to add in the hot water. Make sure that spigot's closed. Right. I put these big old paper clips on either side, so when I dump my water in there, whoosh, I didn't just lose the bag. So that's the reason for that.
And in goes the grains. That's about the right consistency. I like it. Looky there. Just over 150. That is perfect. So, give her another quick stir here just to make sure that there are no dough balls at all in there. Looks good. Let's mash.
So while we're mashing, I'm going to go ahead and heat up my sparge water. So for 5 pounds of grain, I'm striking at a little over 1.5 gallons. 1.5. It's actually 1.625. So I just want a little better than 1.5 gallons. And I am sparging with 5.04, something like that. So it'll be just a little bit over 5 gallons of water. So I'll probably throw just another cupful or so in there. I want to get this up to about 100 and I'm going to say about 180 degrees. And then I'm going to throw it in my other, my bigger mash tun. And I'm going to use that to actually do a fly spot. Time to crack into a beer. This is the Super ESB, which I think is either Tyler's or this might be one of Josh's beers. But I can't remember. The Super ESB, from my memory. Wow. Look at that color. Carbonation just screaming to the top. If anybody out there recognizes, it's the lettering that's on the bottle, like so. Super ESB. So, whoever this one is, let me know. Delightful nose. Ooh. Ooh, that's really nice. Oh. That's more like a pale ale. That is really nice. Nice and crisp. Yeah, she's got some floaties in there. It's all good. Ooh, nice beer. Whoa, yeah. The other part that's kind of tricky is figuring out the hop profile. So I also have a different couple combinations of hops. Centennial and Mosaic is going into the boil. It just is. The Centennial will be in for the full 60 minutes, and I'm going to throw the Mosaic in at the end. Last 10 minutes, because I want that aroma to be part of the flavor as well. I might even bump that back. What I might do is actually move that back more, maybe 15 minutes. Give me an extra 5 minutes worth of boil time to pull some more of those, flavors through. Because the dry hops with Chinook and Mosaic. So I want that aroma. Basically what I want is I want the flavor profile to fit the aroma. So, the part that we don't know about is what hops are in the syrup. Don't know. I don't have a clue. I just know that the syrup by itself produces a 25 to 35% IBU. So, all I did was on Beersmith is I put in Cascade for 60 minutes. And I just, because that's kind of a neutral hop, and that's more likely what they did, to bump my numbers up another 20. So I want to be in the IPA, I want to be in the bigger side IPA, but I don't know that I want all of that alcohol. So, you know, we're going to play around with this one a little bit here through the boil just to see what we end up doing. Because I want it to be, I mean, now I know I could do a 120, 120 minute. I could do a big ass double imperial IPA using one of these kits if this all works out the way that I think. So stay tuned.
So now we're fly sparging. We got a nice amount coming into the boil kettle. If you look, you'll see we have the other cooler on top, and we're running it into the top of that cooler from that guy. So we are fly sparging right now. I'm maintaining about 2 inches of water on the top of the grain bed, and at the same time I'm pulling out our wort. There we go. So far it's looking pretty good. Going along pretty well. The wort's all gathered up. Time to work on the boil. We got the giant hop spider on there for this brew. Just put this one together. It's been sitting in the garage for a while. We're about 20 degrees from boil. We got a real nice boil going. Real nice boil. I'm going to let this boil pretty hard. This is normally, I don't usually boil as hard, but I am this time. Just because. So, I decided to go ahead and put the 1 pound of DME in, and Centennial is in here for the full 60 minutes. 30 minutes I'm going to throw in some Palisade, and then the last 15 minutes goes into Mosaic. And then that's when I'm going to decide whether I throw in that pound of corn sugar or I just go with the 5.5 pound bag of the pre-hop malt extract. So that's when I'm going to make that decision. We did a mash, a proper fly sparge. Actually, we did a mash, we did a nice Warloff, and a proper fly sparge. So we should be rocking and rolling. Alrighty then. Well, we lost daylight, which is why I kind of stopped filming. And the cicadas were really loud outside, so a little bit of film that I have from outside is pretty loud with nature, we'll put it to you that way. So right now, this beer is actually in an ice bath over here. I'm down to about 90, 95 degrees. I still need another 10 or so before I want to pitch the yeast. The yeast I'm going to be using is the Mangrove Jack UK Dark Ale. So I'm hoping that this is enough. I have not taken a gravity reading yet. I want it to cool down a little bit more before I do that. I should probably, when I start to transfer it over, I'll pull a sample out and I'll stick it in the fridge, to try and get it to crash out so I can get a decent reading off of it. So I ended up putting in the 1 ounce of Centennial at full boil, an ounce of Palisades at 30 minutes, and an ounce of Mosaic at 15. And I did not put in the pound of dextrose. So the sugar I got is the sugar I got. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty damn big. So there you have it on that one. What I have here is actually one of what do they call themselves down there? Bear Creek Brewing. And this is Bailey and Tyler's Two Dogs Licking. It's their Irish Red. That's Two Dogs. Gotta love it. It's a great recipe. The Super ESB that I was drinking earlier, I had asked who was drinking. I actually got on a chat and found out who it was. That is from Under the Table Brewing, Nate and Brad Pico. Fantastic beer. That was like the best beer to have coming home from a hot day and at work. Super crisp, clean. Yeah, I'm not even joking. That is a slamming beer. You can make that. If you had I'm just going to throw it out there. If you guys went into a brew pub, that should be one that's on your tap. That's a staple beer. That along with Dropkick Nate. Staple beers. Fantastic beer. It was so good. Yeah, I'm kind of tired right now, so I'm going to pretty much end it for tonight. But I'm going to do, though, is right down here is going to be the original gravity on that beer. Right here. Boom. So that is what the original gravity was on this beer. For, I want to say, looking at it, I want to hit my volume at right at 5 gallon. There you have it, folks. I'm getting out of here. This is S.J. Poor from Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. That is Two Dogs.